Bada boom, realest guy in the room. How you doing? What's hatching? Toga peeps. OldManTup coming at you today with our week 6 match against the AmazingChi. And my phone's going off because Andrew McCutcheon just doubled into left and scored for Pittsburgh in the top of the first. Bueno. Yeah. Where was I going with this? Against Chi and the NewCrustle United, who were 3-2 coming into this week. We were 2-3, so opposite ends of the spectrum-ish. And we're playing Chi. I didn't do a team builder this week, and I'm very mad at myself because I promised that all I would do was team builders this season. I apologize, this match is going up late even. Still on 7 days, still on 12-hour days, and my daughter was in the hospital Wednesday and has not been back to school as of Friday. So my apologies on that. I'm going to try and get this up as soon as possible because you guys deserve it. Apologies to Bill Standish, who made a team building thumbnail, which is beautiful and will not get to get used. But thank you for that and the battle thumbnail. Also, thank you to Juancito Marvel for the recording of the battle and the genning of my team. You are the man, myth, and legend, and my hat goes off to you, fine sir. So let's take a look at this. We didn't do a team builder, so let's take a look at Chi's team to see what he has. His first draft pick, which was Victini, which you'll see as we go over team comp. I prepped for a lot. Amoonguss, Mega Blastoise, Mamoswine Aromatisse, Bronzong, Galvantula, which I don't know that he had going into this week. Maybe he did. I don't remember prepping for it. I don't know what else he had. Another bad thing about doing this after everything's updated on the document. Noivern, Armaldo, and Hitmonlee instead of... He dropped Electros, picked up Galvantula, he dropped Hitmonlee and picked up Pangoro. Doesn't matter, the only one that came to this match was Electros, which I didn't prep for, actually. So let's take a look at the team! Woo! Okay, we got Mega Sableye because Mega Sableye does the things. Calm Mind Mega Sableye, purely physically defensive. Yeah. Will-O-Wisp Recover, Shadow Ball, and Calm Mind, because Shadow Ball wrecks his team. Garchomp, we are a physically defensive Garchomp, more or less Tank Chomp with all the EVs in defense, Impish Nature type things. We've got Rocks, Dragon Tail, Fire Blast, Earthquake. Heliolisk, we're running Specs Heliolisk this week because he only has 1-2 resistances to a Specs Hyper Voice, and only 1 immunity, pardon me, to my electric attack. So, really good coverage with my dual stabs this week. Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Hyper Voice, and I think I went with Focus Blast. You'll see. Ferrothorn, the myth of Curse Ferrothorn, has come to life this week. Let's see if it lives up to my memory of it. Curse Ferrothorn, knockoff for utility. We don't need rocks this week because we have defensive Chomp. There's something floating in my coffee. That makes me sad. Very sad. What the heck is that? We're still gonna drink it because we're real men. A couple of whatever those things are. Oh well. It just adds more hair down there. If I die, someone poison my coffee. Anyways. Physically defensive Crest with Calm Mind. Moonlight, Psyshock, and Shadow Ball for previously stated reasons. We're bringing Raticate, still looking to get a solid kill with Raticate this season. We got pretty much the same set as last week, except we're adamant because we outspeed everything we need to with the adamant nature, which I think is Mamoswine at this point, was the next fastest thing that I couldn't outrun. Victini is the 101 speed tier. Victini and Noivern are the 2 fastest things on his team going into this week. I outran everything else with Adamant Nature, just enough speed to outspeed max speed Jolly Mammoth Swine. There you go. That's what it is. Protect to get the Toxic Orb off. U-turn. For that one person in the comments who questioned Flame Orb over Toxic Orb, when I use the U-turn set, I use Toxic Orb because it starts off with lower damage, then accrues bigger, like Toxic does, as opposed to Fire... or the Flame Orb, which does, I think, like a 6th every time, which is a lot. I could be wrong on that. Maybe an 8th, I don't know. But Sucker Punch, Facade, U-Turn, Protect. Standard set, pretty much, for me. And I really want to get a kill with it this week, because I brought it through twice. That was almost a bad hand gesture. I think this is the 3rd time I've brought it. I'm sure if I click over to my page, if I updated it, I'd be able to find out. Eradicate. Games played 4. Wow. This was the 4th game I brought it. And I still haven't got a kill with it yet? Are you serious? Is someone updating my stats for me? Whoever that is beautiful. Someone is. Chi, is that you? I love you. And thank you, whoever is doing that, regardless. But let's get into this match. We threw out our thank yous. Go check out the AmazingChi. He is, quite frankly, amazing in Chi. So, yeah, go check him out. And we're going to dive into this battle and see what happens week 6. We need a win to get back to 500. Let's go. So, yeah, here's the teams we talked about. Mega Blastoise scares me a lot, because I didn't prep really well for it. So he's going to start with Aromatisse, and he predicts my lead spot on. Now, I had considered for quite a while to lead Ferrothorn because of how much damage it does against his team, and how it stands up to pretty much everything he brought. But I led with Steven Universe because I went in with a game plan. I'm going to lead with Steven Universe no matter what, because I want to get the first 1 Mega. That was all I wanted. That was it. I should have brought Fake Out or Protect, but I'm dumb and didn't. So we're going to leave with Steven Universe. We're going to switch right out of there. First turn, switch right out of there into Ferrothorn, because if he goes for HP Fire, turn 1 with the prediction, he is a god. And I don't know that that's happening. It's not that I doubt Chi's abilities, it's just who predicts turn 1 a switch? OldManTup, that's who. We go into Ferrothorn. We are using Shiny Ferrothorn for the first time all season because I really like the blood tentacle looking things. Ferrothorn is one of my favorite design Pokemon after Gen 3. And I used the crap out of it in Gen 5 the little bit I played, and I absolutely love it. And I'm really glad to finally be able to bring it to a league to a league and play with it, because it's just fantastico. So let's go. He's going to Moonblast, not playing any predictions. Oh, we're specially defensive. For those of you who are keeping score at home, completely specially defensive. Sassy Nature, max HP, max special defense. Wherever the other little bit went, either attack or defense, I don't remember. Now he's going to bring out Sir Elton, and I'm just going to knock off here. And I went for knock off this turn, and you're thinking, Tup, why would you knock off when there's an Aromatisse sitting in front of you? Because I didn't think it was going to stay in. And even if it did, HP Fire, I think maxes out like 40% damage. So I wasn't worried about it that turn. And if he showed that that was what he had, I could switch out accordingly and just wreck his face. So, I'm going to knock off and I'm going to get a crit. Now, keep track, this is not a terribly hacksy match, but there are little bits here and there, which you're going to see. So, we're going to critical hit, and we're going to do we knock it off already? Damp Rock. He's got... Pause, please. Damp Rock. He's got Damp Rock Elton. And all I was worried about was this thing was going to be Assault Vest. I'm not going to be able to hit it hard enough on the physical side with what I brought. And we see Damp Rock, which means you can try and set up the rain. Which means I really have to keep an eye on Noivern, which outspeeds my entire team, so I had to bring a Scarfer because smart. And... yeah. I got to worry about Hurricane now. So... I don't know what he's going to do this turn. He could Flamethrower. I want to switch out into Garchomp, our Street Shark, because if he Volt Switches, he can't. If he Flamethrowers, it's going to do negligible damage. If he, I don't know, knocks off, he knocks off our... I don't know. Leftovers, maybe? I don't remember what item I brought on this. Oh, crap. I guess we'll see. He's going to Fire Punch here. So I'm like, okay, Fire Punch, that's not so bad. And we got that Rough Skin, and we're Rocky Helmet. That's right, we're Rocky Helmet. Yep, there's the Rocky Helmet. Because of Bikini. We didn't want U-turns and V-creates. If he comes in on Stealth Rocks, V-creates, hits Garchomp. Garchomp can take 2 and survive, unless he max roll burns me. Both times. Yeah. He takes damage to rocks, if they're up at the time, which is 25%. He then takes Rocky Helmet damage and Rough Skin damage, and he's already below half. That was the plan. But we see the Fire Punch on this, and that really put a dent into that Electros, which was something that I've struggled with in the past dealing with in League play, and seeing it at almost half already just had me so happy. So Aromatisse is going to come back out here. We're just going to set up our rocks. He had pretty good guess that we're physically defensive Garchomp after we got Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet. And we're going to bring out Athena here because there really isn't much that he can do to us. He's going to bust out the Hidden Power Fire, expecting us to go out into Ferrothorn again. We don't play the double switchy games like we used to, my friend. I've learned better than that. For once. So we're going to say and just attack this turn, because I didn't know if he was going to try and set up a Wish, or what he's going to do, and I should have known if he's going to stay in, he's going to Toxic me, because what else on his team is he going to do to take care of Cresselia? Not much. So that was a really boneheaded play on my part. I should have switched out accordingly, predicting him to switch. I should have known he wasn't going to double Hidden Power Fire and switched out into Ferrothorn, but I didn't. I was not on my game at that point in the match. Stan's going to come out here, which is the Assault Vested... the Assault Vested Mega Blastoise. I have so many bad things in my head with Blastoise. Yeah, Mega Blastoise. The Mega Blastoise, not Assault Vest. I bring out Cresselia here, and I don't know what I was smoking when I clicked Calm Mind, but it made perfect sense for me at 5 o'clock in the morning when we battled, which is when I asked for the battle, so that's not Chi's fault. That's my fault for being dumb and not full of coffee at the time of this match. Dumb. D-U-M-B, dumb. And I set up a Calm Mind after I was Toxic. So I'm on turn 2 of Toxic damage accumulation, and I set up a Calm Mind, because that's how big of a genius I am. Freaking genius. Dumb. So, he's gonna Mega Evolve here. And why did I think I switched out this turn? What am I doing? He's gonna Dark Pulse. I'm like, okay. He had Dark Pulse me, and that takes me down to about half. And I flinch. So that is one of the few times that Hacks is going to maybe shift the way a few things would have happened. The crit knockoff, I don't think changed that much. We'll see later as to why that is. But this flinch stopped me from getting off a Psyshock at +1, which granted I have no special attack investment, so I don't expect it to do a whole bunch of damage. But chip damage on Mega Blastoise is chip damage. And we got nothing, and now we're down to half health before Toxic hits us for the 3rd time. So that is no good right there. And that makes me sad face. And we lost a lot right there. So we're going to switch out. And we're going to go into Steven Universe. Because I don't know what I was thinking here. I really thought he was going to predict the Ferrothorn and go for like an Aura Sphere. Or he was just going to Rapid Spin if he had it to get rid of the rocks, because it helps my team against his so much. But he just goes for a Dark Pulse. And I'm just like, oh no, that's so bad. I'm not specially defensive. I'm like, that's like going to be like 50%. And it goes way beyond that. And I don't know what happened here. I don't. I just clicked recover and was like, I don't have Mega Medicham anymore. I have Mega Sableye. Why didn't I Mega Evolve? And I was just like, what is going on? Tup. What the heck, dude? And I just recovered. And I talked to Chi about it. I talked while we were battling, and I was like, I don't know what just happened. I forgot to Mega Evolve. And we reminisced and laughed about all the times in the PPL that this has happened, and how Shoddy didn't put a Mega Stone on one of his Mega Pokemon, and yada yada. We talked about it. We did the damage calculation. Well, I did the damage calculation afterwards. We didn't do it before because I was literally half awake in my recliner. When this happened, I was just like, what just happened? No Mega Evolution. But in the long run, it helps him, and he accumulates more damage with this turn of events than would have happened had I got the Mega Evolution off. Because had I Mega Evolved, my special defense would have been ridiculously higher. And I would have still been recovered with that much more health. Because you're going to see how much damage this does with regular Sableye as opposed to Mega Sableye. So I was up in the green. So I just stay in, Mega Evolve, and do the recover play again, where I would have been all the way up in the green before, which is like, I'm going to say close to 15 to 20% more health. I start off just barely in the green. He's going to take me right back to where I started. So I was doing about 50%, and that's just ridiculous. So that's almost gone. He's going to make a huge prediction here and not go for the Scald again and go for Dark Pulse, which, I mean, would have killed. I don't know why I didn't see it coming. And that's going to lay a huge hit down. And I'm like, this is doing work to my team. He's going to switch out into something else. I'm going to Hyper Voice and hit whatever comes in. Even Armaldo is going to take a huge hit from this Hyper Voice and might die to 2, depending on how it's invested. So I go for a Specs Hyper Voice, and it does about 60 to 70% damage, and I'm just like, this is not looking too good for the Pittsburgh Pirattatas this week. So I'm going to send out Landmine, because I can take an Aura Sphere, and I should be able to take 2. Well, we're going to see here, he's going to hit me with the Aura Sphere, and there's no way I'm taking 2. But I do land the Power Whip, and that is going to take down this Mega Blastoise, which just made me cry all the times. And I was just like, ugh. I was so sad. I was so sad. But Jim's going to come back out here, and I'm just like, is he going to Earthquake? I need to go into Cresselia. If anything else, sack it at this point. And he does go for the Earthquake. So I'm like, okay. At this range, I should be able to live a knockoff. I don't know what item he has yet. We haven't seen any Life Orb recoil or anything like that. So he might be able to switch up his moves. He might not. I should be able to live a knockoff. We do. Just barely with 3. We lose our leftovers. But we are going to get the Moonlight off, which is fantastic. Because knockoff isn't going to do nearly as much now that we don't have an item. So we're getting our wall back up to health because it's the only thing we have now that we can switch in to take hits. And woof. Bad things are happening. I am just going to double Moonlight here because I need to get Athena back to a decent amount of health that I can come in and just start attacking things when I'm in. I can't be at a point where I'm going to die to 2 knockoffs. And he's at the range, I think, a Psyshock is just going to kill him now. And it just doesn't. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That was probably the worst possible thing that could happen. So, I'm taking toxic damage. It takes me down below half again, and I need to switch out. because I can't stay in for another turn of toxic damage. So I send out Street Shark. I don't know if he's going to switch or not. He's just going to U-turn, and that's perfectly fine. This is going to net a kill for Garchomp, because abilities and items attached to the Pokemon in this league count as direct damage, as for GBA terms, and gives Garchomp the kill. Now Alan's here, and I'm just like, I don't think this can do much to me without setting up. I mean, he might Rapid Spin this turn. I don't want to risk that. Or I don't want to risk him setting up. He could Rapid Spin this turn, but I have a Mon that can't take a hit if he attacks. And I'm just like, this thing has Swift Swim. And I don't want to risk, like I said, I don't want to risk the setup. That's all I can think about. Is his possible things are Sword Stance, Rock Polish, which he doesn't need while the rain's up because this thing has Swift Swim. Did I say he could Sword Stance? Because that's what I'm thinking about. Rock Polish, Sword Stance, Stealth Rocks, or Rapid Spin. I really think the Sword Stance is incoming. I do have the Phase ability, and he isn't going to know that's what I'm going to go for, because he's going to be faster than me because of Swift Swim. So I'm like, okay, he sets up the Sword Stance, and I'm just like, thank you. Please hit. Please, please, please hit. A Dragon Tail, thank goodness. That does huge damage, and I'm just like, holy crap. That did a lot of damage. Armaldo is not frail or unbulky by any stretch of the imagination. I was not expecting that to do so much damage. So now I'm thinking Armaldo isn't going to be that big of a problem to take down. So that's one less thing I have to worry about. Now Mamoswine comes back out. And I just go for a Dragon Tail here because I kind of thought he was going to switch out. I don't know. I just assumed he was going to be faster than me because I have no speed investment. And I talked to Chi after the match, and he was like, did you have negative speed nature? Did you go for Dragon Tail? I'm like, I went for Dragon Tail. He's like, I had just enough speed to beat no speed invested base 100s. And I'm like, I could have Earthquaked here and done a huge chunk of damage to this thing, and I didn't because I thought he was either going to try to shuffle back into something else or, like, go for a knockoff, predicting something else to come in. And I don't, and he's going to Icicle Crash, and it's going to hit. And I'm just like, at this point, I didn't know that I'd done something bad, because I thought it was going to outspeed me anyways. And it turned out it wasn't going to, and I'm just like, we don't see Life Orb damage there, which is great. Jolly Roger's is going to come out. We're using another shiny Pokemon for the very first time this season. And we're really hoping it being shiny is going to change up its luck. We're going to protect here. I don't know what he might want to do to us. We have enough speed to outspeed it. It Earthquakes her, and I'm just like, holy crap. So he attacked that turn, thinking or knowing he could survive whatever attack we went for, because we didn't have the Guts boost yet. So we protect. He probably Earthquake there, trying to prevent a Sword Stance, because I have brought Sword Stance Raticate before. And he is going to switch out this turn. He's going to bring out Lola, and I just Facade, because he doesn't have anything that's going to come in and take two of them. Nothing that will not speed me. So we do get the Facade off, and finally, Jolly Roger the Raticate has racked up a kill in League format. You're welcome. You saw it here. Bruce is going to come out, and Bruce is Noivern. Now, I sat here and thought to myself, what is his plan of attack going to be? He could Draco Meteor. He could also go for the Fire Blast or Flamethrower or Fire Coverage move that he has to have because I have Ferrothorn. And I really didn't want to switch into Ferrothorn for that. So I stayed in and Sucker Punched. I should have protected here, but I didn't. And I should have just switched into Ferrothorn. I go for the Sucker Punch, trying to get max damage on this thing, and it doesn't do enough, and he's going to Draco, and Draco's going to hit, and that is just going to eradicate. So Jolly Roger goes down. That was... I don't even think there was a chance for me to survive in a Eradicate Ran universe. But now he's down. We have Landmine. This is going to give us a chance to get some leftovers. I kind of just thought he was going to switch out there or go for the fire type attack if he was carrying it. And he's going to taunt here, and I'm just like... I saw this, and I was just like, oh my god. Why did this have to happen at this point in the match? Because he switches out or attacks again, I get up a curse and win. That's all that happens after that, is I set up a curse and win. Because unless he gets a huge amount of damage on me at +1, I'm going to survive any attack that Mamoswine has, barring superpower. And he taunts me, I'm just like, oh. So I can't curse after that, and I was just like, F. What is going on? Now, I make another mistake right here. I should have stayed in and Gyro Balled, because I kill anything that comes in. Anything. He's got Mamoswine, he's got this, and he has... Crap, what else does he have? He has one more thing. Bug guy. Armaldo. But Armaldo and Mamoswine don't want to take a Gyro Ball, because it just destroys their faces with super effectiveness. And if this thing stayed in, it would have killed it. And I just make a huge boneheaded play. Instead, as soon as I clicked it, I was just like, God, if this was on Showdown, I would have saved myself so much trouble by just gyro balling, because that was what I needed to do. But I switch out and sacrifice Steven Universe because he's got 3 hit points left. And I was just like, oh no, he's going to U-turn here, and I was just like, oh no. So that was no good. So Steven Universe is going to go down, and Bruce is going to go back to Chi. The only benefit here is we're going to get to see what he goes into first. He's going to send out Alan, which is the Armaldo, which is going to take huge amount of damage from Stealth Rocks. I send out Athena, and I'm faster than this thing. I was like, holy crap, I can't believe I outsped that. I mean, no speed investment. He's going to get off an X-Scissor, and that does a huge amount of damage. Now, if we weren't poisoned, we would be losing this exchange. But we are. And, I Psyshock here to avoid getting crit by X-Scissor, which probably would have killed me that turn anyways. And had he not gone down to Life Orb, it would have been really, really, really bad for me. Because he would have gotten another X-Scissor and killed me for certain. So, yeah. I'm going to go almost all the way down. Jim is going to come out here, and Jim has just enough speed to outspeed no invested base 100s. We're like base 80 or something like that. So this knockoff is going to outspeed and kill me, unfortunately, which leaves the only thing left on my team to be Landmine. Now, Landmine is sitting at 79 health, which is like right below half. Well, like really below half. 90's half, so yeah, right below half. And I'm just like, oh, please live this Earthquake and kill with a Gyro Ball, so it can at least be a 1-0 instead of a whatever. And maybe Noivern won't have something good enough to kill us, or miss a Hurricane or a Draco Meteor. So let's see if Ferrothorn can pull it out and survive this Earthquake. He's going to Earthquake, and that is going to take us all the way down, and that is just sad face and tears. But we lose to a Chi, lose to the AmazingChi and the NewCrustle United in a 2-0 loss. Things I can say about this match, I really was not playing well, and I don't just want to bash myself. That's just the truth. You cannot argue the fact that I just played like rubbish that entire game. It really upsets me that I had everything that I needed to have, and I just played like crap at the crucial points, which lost me things that I shouldn't have lost, like Radicate, which would have come back in and pretty much destroyed the rest of his team. With good predictions, as soon as I Sucker Punch, I was like, oh, I should have saved that. I should have saved that. Letting Cresselia get toxic was just, again, bad plays. So, we're going to move forward from here. We've got a really good team, which I really like. We just need to start playing better with it. So, we're at the halfway. That was it. Yep, 6 of 11 matches have been played. So that was more or less the halfway point, and we're at 2-4 now. So we really need to start playing well and redeem ourselves to get back into this race. I think we're like last or dead last in the league now, which is not the place we want to be. So we dug ourselves a really big hole with really poor gameplay that we're going to have to dig ourselves out of to come up with a comparable finish to last season in the PPL. So yeah, that's all I really got to say. Thank you very much for watching, and again, my apologies for the late upload on this. I'm sorry, Chi, and everyone else that uploaded on time. My bad, dude. My bad. But this has been OldManTup, and thank you for watching, and we will catch you on the flip side. Peace.